呼び起こす星の息吹。人と共に歩む。ゆえにエヌマ・エリシュ。
What is up, guys? Stark here. I am back with day 5 of the 25 Days of Fate, and in today's video I am doing the character spotlight for Enkidu. So Enkidu is the 5-star Lancer who is going to be coming in a gacha banner pull for the Babylonia event, and that should come out relatively soon after recording this video and uploading it. It might already be out by then, but yeah, he'll be coming out soon, and he'll be with Caster Gilgamesh and Medusa Lancer, and I'll have character spotlights for those two coming in the next couple of days. But for now, as I said, he is a 5-star Lancer, or I guess I shouldn't be saying he, I guess it's really up in the air with this one. But I think the game refers to him as a he, so I apologize if I accidentally call him a guy. But anyway, they'll go up to level 90, and at level 90 they will have 15,300 HP and 10,780 attack. This will rank them 4th overall in HP and 32nd overall in attack. And if you decide to grill them out, they will end up with 16,762 HP and 11,800 attack. For their star absorption, it's going to be 90, and star generation is going to be 12%, and noble phantasm generation on the attack is going to be 0.53, and on defense will be 4%. As for their skills, they have a pretty interesting set of skills, and one of them does have a rank up quest you'll be able to do in the future, which makes this character's kit a lot better, but until they get that, it's not going to be that great. But overall, you can do a bunch of damage with this character, and he is super tanky. So yeah, first skill is going to be the Transfiguration A, which will increase their own buster card effectiveness for 1 turn, as well as increase either their quick or arts card effectiveness for 1 turn as well. So this will be a 50% increase at maximum level on a 5-turn charge time, and you'll get both the buster and either the quick or the arts, as I said. And you know, this is a really good skill. Their noble phantasm is buster, so you're already getting that huge increase there, and then you know, you get that extra additional quicker arts in case you're not using your noble phantasm. He does have 3 quick and 1 arts, so you ideally want to get the quick bonus, but it's random, so you really can't do anything about that. But yeah, generally you'll be able to use this on the noble phantasm burst turn, and if you do get lucky and you get 3 quick cards, then and you get lucky and get the quick card increase to go off, then you're going to do a ton of damage with that as well. And their second skill is going to be the Presence Detection A+. This will reduce one enemy's critical attack chance for 3 turns, as well as remove their evasion buffs. So this is a really good debuffer skill, being able to decrease the crit attack chance by 50%. So this is really good. You're going to be able to stop a lot of critical attacks coming your way. And you also remove their evasion, which is really nice because you could have a potential noble phantasm coming, and if they have evasion, then they might be able to evade it. But Enkidu can just go ahead and wipe that out and then take the noble phantasm and kill the enemy. So it's a really good combination. This is the skill that will also get the rank up quest bonus, and this will grant him self evasion for 1 turn. And once you get this, this will be a really good skill, and it like kind of just makes this character so much better. It's crazy how one effect can change the character completely, but this will definitely do that. And it's on a 5-turn charge time as well, so being able to get an evasion on top of everything else is going to make this character a lot better. And then the third and final skill is the Perfect Form A, which will recover their own HP and remove debuffs on that character. So this is going to be a massive heal. At level 10, you're going to be able to heal 10,000 HP, which is ridiculous. Like, that's 2/3 of your HP, really, because you have about 15,000. It is on a 10-turn charge time at max level, which is really high, but you do get a lot out of it. You're basically healing back to full HP for the most part. And you do remove any debuffs on you as well, so that's really good. This is a very good skill. It does have a high charge time, but you know, it's definitely, I don't know if I'd say it's worth it, but it's definitely a really good skill. Moving on to their passives, they have one passive, which is going to be the Magic Resistance A, which will increase their debuff resistance by 20%. So now moving on to their ascension. On the first ascension, you're going to need 5 Lancer pieces and 100,000 Quantum pieces. On the second ascension, you're going to need 12 Lancer pieces, 22 Chains of the Fool, and 300,000 Quantum pieces. For the third ascension, you're going to need 5 Lancer monuments, 10 octuplet crystals, 2 spirit roots, and 1 million Quantum pieces. And the final ascension is going to require 12 Lancer monuments, 4 spirit roots, and 5 Heart of the Foreign Gods, as well as 3 million Quantum pieces. As for their skill enhancements, you're going to need 17 Gems of the Lancer, 17 Magic Gems of the Lancer, 17 Secret Gems of the Lancer, 15 octuplet crystals, 44 Chains of the Fool, 24 Homunculus Babies, 15 Primordial Lanugos, 1 Crystallized Lore, and 54,400,000 Quantum pieces. So now moving on to their command card deck, and I've already spoiled this. They have 3 Quick, 1 Arts, 1 Buster. The hit counts are really good though, 4 on the Quick cards, 5 on the Arts cards, only 1 on the Buster, but 6 on the extra attack. So that's a really good amount of hits for his command card deck. As for their Noble Phantasm, it's going to be a Buster, as I already said, that will deal damage to 1 enemy, and it has a 500% chance to stun divine enemies for 1 turn. And this will also reduce their defense for 3 turns on the Overcharge. So this is a really strong Noble Phantasm that obviously has a huge effect, being able to stun divine enemies for 1 turn. It's going to be very useful against bosses and things like that. Unfortunately though, like compared to other Lancers, it doesn't like stack up as far as damage goes, because it doesn't have like a special effect bonus, and a lot of Lancers have that additional damage. But if you're going against a divine boss, you definitely want to bring this character along, because you can get that stun, and you know, obviously when you're stunning the boss, you're going to be able to beat it a lot easier. Moving on to some craft essences you could use on this character. First up is going to be the Huawa's Flower, and while equipped, this will heal all of your allies by 500 every turn. So that's a pretty good one, kind of helps keep all your characters alive. 500 is not that much, but it can definitely go a long way since it happens every turn. Another option is to focus on the Noble Phantasm and use the Black Grail, which will increase the Noble Phantasm damage by 60%. You do lose 500 HP every turn, but when you're rank 4 in HP, 500 is really nothing, especially when you have a 10,000 HP heal at your disposal. Another decent craft essence to use is going to be the Hot Springs Under the Moon. This will increase the critical damage by 20%, as well as gain 3 critical stars every turn. This one's pretty nice because you'll be able to make use of the stars that Enkidu can generate, and you know, have an increased amount of damage with them. If you do use this one though, you're going to have to find some way of increasing his critical star absorption rate, because it doesn't really have that much. But yeah, if you could do that, then this craft essence will definitely be a decent option to use. And then finally, you have the Imaginary Around for the 25% increase to your quick card effectiveness. You could also go ahead and throw on the Sealed Designation Enforcer to just go ahead and get the critical star absorption rate taken care of, and be able to gain all those stars back, if you do want to do that. So now moving on to the rankings and character servants you can use. There's really not a whole lot I want to talk about as far as servants. Enkidu is kind of a self-sufficient servant, and he'll be able to take care of himself. You could definitely use him in like solos and things like that, especially against archers. But if you have Gilgamesh, you know, you want to go ahead and throw those two on the same team. They're not really that great together as far as in-game goes, but they're best buds, so you know, you definitely have to give it a shot making a team with those two. Another option you could use is Nightingale. She's going to be able to increase Enkidu's Buster card effectiveness as well. She also does have a heal, which could alternate between her heal and Enkidu's heal, and you'll basically never die with that amount of healing. You also do have her Noble Phantasm will heal as well and remove debuffs. So if you're going against a enemy that has a lot of like debuffs and AoE damaging skills that they use on you, like damage over time effect skills, then this is a really good combination to use to get rid of all of that. Keep your team safe and on the up, and you know, it'll be really hard for that team to be killed. Another good servant you can pair Enkidu with is going to be Brynhild. Now, I know they're both Lancers, but Brynhild definitely makes up for some of Enkidu's weaknesses, being able to increase their critical star absorption for 3 turns, as well as heal them, and You know, their Noble Phantasm is also really good as well, being able to increase the critical star drop rate for all of the allies. So you'll be able to generate a ton of critical stars and get them on Enkidu as well to do a lot of damage. Brynhild also does have a debuff skill, being able to also reduce critical attack chance for 3 turns, as well as reducing their Noble Phantasm damage. So, you know, you'll be able to use the two of them together. Maybe you can throw on Nightingale and have like a super debuffing team as well as a super healing team, which will keep your team alive for a very long time, as well as being able to quickly deal with all of the enemies that come your way. So now moving on to the actual rankings for stats, they're going to get 5 stars. You know, having top 5 HP is almost enough to just guarantee a 5-star, basically, regardless of their attack, which is a little bit low, but it does average out to well over 5 stars in the ranking. For their skills, they're going to get 4 stars, and this is because I'm not taking that evasion into account. Once that comes into play, I could definitely push that up to either 4.5 or 5 stars, because that evasion makes so much of a difference on this character. But until we get that evasion, I cannot grade it, and thus it gets a 4-star. For Noble Phantasm is also going to get 4 stars. It does a ton of damage, and it has a really good effect as far as stunning divine enemies. But again, it only does work against divine enemies, and as far as damage goes, on its own, it does some really good damage, but compared to other Lancers who have, you know, bonus damage and bonus effects that can definitely do more damage, it definitely falls behind, and it doesn't stack up nearly as well as some of the other characters in its own class. As far as survivability goes, 4.5 stars. Again, it loses a few points because it doesn't have the evasion, but once he gets that, it's going to be 5 stars without a doubt. You can heal 10,000 HP on top of your 15,000 HP to begin with. That alone is almost enough to push 5 stars, but other than that, they have no defensive skills whatsoever. So I couldn't give it the perfect 5 stars just yet, but as soon as they get that ranked up quest, they will definitely be attaining 5 stars. As far as versatility goes, they are only going to get 4 stars. They have a weird command card deck with 3 quick, 1 arts, and 1 buster. So you can't make buster chains, you can't make arts chains, and you know, you're really only going to be able to make chains with quick unless you're doing like a brave chain. So that kind of makes the amount of teams you can use him on a little bit limited, but you know, definitely a really good character, and especially if you build the team around him, then it really doesn't make much of a difference. But again, you know, not being able to make arts or buster chains is definitely going to hinder his versatility just a little bit. And that'll give his overall ranking a 4.3 out of 5. A very good servant who is going to get much better once they get that evasion skill. So if you're holding back a little bit, definitely go ahead and get this character if you can. Even without the evasion, still a really good character, and it'll just get that much better once the evasion comes around. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you do, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below. And as always, don't forget to check out the links to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. And for the month of December, don't forget to check out my Fate Granddaughter giveaway. The link will be in the description below, so you guys can check that out if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time.